So 2020 has completely changed the way how we think about global supply chains. We saw 80% in air cargo capacity vanish overnight. We saw factories around the world shut down, and we saw disruption in supplying customers. Global supply chains were not built for something like COVID. Global supply chains were built for a very predictable environment with high volume, maximum efficiency. And then came COVID. There was an issue with visibility, with data, understanding where the issues were in the supply chain. We helped companies actually set up control towers in a very short amount of time so that they could use their own data, that they could use publicly available data and understand what they were dealing with, understand and model scenarios for themselves and actually decide what was the right course of action. Now the economy is in rebound. We see demand going up, but we have an issue with supply. Raw material is not available. We have shortages in aluminum, in steel, in timber, in microchips, and that is slowing down manufacturing. We also have issues with logistics. Shipping containers that travel between the manufacturing sites and the markets, that cycle is out of balance. We had the issue in the Suez Canal with the Ever Given. That will slow down supply chains for months to come. Will we see the end of global supply chains? And the answer is no, quite the opposite. Global supply chains are a complex system, and we will have to take even more factors into the equation in the future. Regulatory requirements are changing. We see a strong requirement for decarbonization. We have a need for better resilience in the supply chain and for better risk management. So in a recent survey, over 2/3 of supply chain executives said that they would think completely differently about supply chains. They would not think about supply chains anymore as a cost center, as a back office function, but they would actually think about supply chains as a value-adding component for them to become more competitive, to differentiate in the marketplace. There is two things that really stand out. One is that supply chains will be much more personalized, that there is a lot more customer centricity in the design. But also we have technology that we can deploy, digital platforms that will help us with forecasting, planning, data sharing across the supply chain. I think blockchain will become the norm in global supply chains for paperless, contactless, efficient and secure transactions. Some of our industries in Switzerland have a very complex global supply chain. If you think about life sciences, consumer goods, industrial products, for these companies to accelerate their digital transformation towards a resilient, connected, transparent and sustainable supply chain will be key. Actually investing into more resilience in a supply chain, I believe, is an imperative. There is no reason to believe that we will not have disruption in the future, whether that's in logistics or in manufacturing. Events like COVID can happen again.